Dear friends in the Dharma, today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. I would like to present a teaching that embodies the essence of the Buddha's message, specifically, the path to lasting liberation from suffering. This involves the understanding of the Noble Eightfold Path, the realization of the fruits of practice, and the attainment of Nibbana in this very life. It is essential to perceive the five aggregates as non-self, anatta. All teachings are non-self, anatta. Please pay close attention to what I will say next. Anyone who genuinely seeks to understand with the intention of truly escaping the cycle of rebirth and aspiring to attain enlightenment will awaken to their inherent Buddha nature through the Dharma. We must first establish our truth, sakka. Setting this intention signifies a steadfast desire in our hearts to follow the teachings of the Buddha. It is this commitment that will lead us to liberation from suffering and the cycle of samsara. To attain liberation from suffering and the cycle of samsara, we must see that the five aggregates are non-self, anatta, and that all phenomena are also non-self. We need to realize that this body and mind are ultimately empty. There is nothing that possesses inherent existence. Even knowledge and understanding lack true substance. This realization is essential for the mind to return to its pure state. Visualize millions of Buddhas seated before us, each on a radiant throne of crystal, shining brilliantly. With our hands in prayer and our knees bent, we establish our truth in the presence of these enlightened beings, declaring that we seek to follow the Dharma and cultivate the path to liberation. We establish our truth as follows: from this moment on, I shall diligently listen to this Dharma and remain aware within. I will perceive thoughts, emotions, and awareness as natural phenomena, not as a self or mine. I will refrain from clinging to any phenomena. I will be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. This lifetime will be my final birth. When I have realized the Dharma, I will guide my children, grandchildren, and acquaintances to cultivate mindfulness within themselves, remaining free from attachment to thoughts and emotions. I will carry out this practice until the end of my life as an offering to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Establish your truth with this heart and diligently listen to the recordings on the Nameless Monk channel on YouTube. Listen every day, continuously from morning until night. Even while you sleep, let it play in the background. The mind never truly sleeps, so allow it to absorb the teachings until this knowledge is deeply rooted within you. Awareness that is present within is the essence of the four foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana. Anyone who is aware within will attain the Noble Path, the fruits of practice and Nibbana in this very life with 100% certainty. When one is aware, they see the mental formations, citta sankhara, as non-self, anatta. Even the awareness of understanding itself is also non-self. We will experience the awakening of our Buddha nature through the Dharma. This Buddha nature manifests as an inner vibration, causing sensations such as goosebumps, tears, and a profound exhilaration. It brings about a complete understanding, dispelling all doubts regarding the nature of reality, which exists beyond all conceptual fabrications. One may even perceive visions of the body and the material world dissolving away before their eyes. This is what we refer to as Buddha nature. We must realize deeply within our hearts, and we will come to understand that this mind does not cling and no longer flows along with the mental formations, and we will live on this earth with ease, free from suffering from anything ever again. Our mind is pure emptiness, devoid of anything. It neither arises nor ceases, is neither dark nor bright, and has no moral or immoral qualities, no good or bad, no beings, persons and self. It is completely empty, without a knower or something to be known. This is our mind as the pure element. It is the deathless element, the origin of all things. All things are elements of conditioning and dependence, but our mind is the fundamental element of origin. It is an element that is very pure, very pristine. Remember, our minds are composed of ignorance. It does not know what is affecting it. When something affects the mind, it transforms into a sensation, and then the mind starts to ripple and condition itself, which is called chitta sankhara. When the mind relies on chitta sankhara to ripple and condition itself in response to external influences, then all kinds of abstract narratives arise. The sense of self becomes complete, and the notion of us and ours emerges. Yet, we have never truly had an inherent existence. We are in fact pure emptiness and pristine. We are pure emptiness. When we rely on citta sankhara, a sense of self arises. This abstract citta sankhara then conditions the physical, attributing meaning to the form, saying, "This is our body." Now we have a body and a mind, creating a dense sense of self, along with a sense of ownership. This is delusion. This is ignorance. We mistakenly believe that we are human. We have never truly been human. We have never been born in this world. This is a world of conditioned thought, a world of citta sankhara, a world of suffering, a cycle of suffering, a cycle of conditioning. The path to sudden enlightenment entails a return to the pure essence of the mind. The phrase "achieve enlightenment" signifies that our consciousness turns back against the current, reconnecting with its original pure state. Right now, our mind relies on citta sankhara, which attributes meaning to the physical forms, constantly projecting the mind outward. We must turn against this current by recognizing that both the physical and the abstract, this body and this mind, are ultimately devoid of any true, inherent existence. I will guide you to see the non-self nature of the five aggregates. We must attentively embrace this. Today's teaching will lead to the path, fruit, and nirvana for those who desire it. For anyone wishing to attain the path and fruit, simply follow along with sincerity. Listen repeatedly until we fully understand the Dharma. The essence of the teachings is simple. If we sincerely engage and grasp it, those who truly understand will eventually realize what it means to be free from existence. This realization may bring tears and shake the entire being, reverberating through the entire universe. We will come to know this truth ourselves. Let us focus on the sound of my voice. Bring your awareness to the sound that is present right now, and stay with this sound alone. As we concentrate on this sound, we will begin to establish ourselves in it. We will start to notice that this sound resonates at the center of our mind, deep within our consciousness, right in the chest. As we sink into this awareness, our mind becomes firmly anchored in this sound, clearly perceiving it within. When we are aware of this sound within, we look directly down at it. We will see that this sound has no form. Those who can perceive that this sound is formless recognize that it is merely a phenomenon that cannot be articulated. Right now, our mind is firmly anchored in this sound, free from any conditioned thoughts. At this moment, there is only the awareness of this sound. This sound presents itself to our awareness. Let's look closely at this sound. We will see that it is simply a certain quality that cannot be expressed. For those who see this clearly, it is just that, nothing more. It doesn't even have a name or form associated with being a sound. It is merely something. This sound impacts itself. Who can see clearly that all of this functions on its own? Where are we? When this sound arises, it knows. When the sound fades, it dissolves into nothingness. As soon as there is sound, it knows again, forming words. Do you see how it knows by itself? And it remains its own emptiness. Where are we? We don't need to use any thoughts. We simply know directly. We rely only on feeling, knowing directly without using the brain or thoughts. We use only feeling to perceive directly. We look directly at this sound and see that it is merely something that impacts and then becomes empty. The act of awareness is also recognizing, and then it becomes empty. Both the sound and the act of awareness arise together and dissolve together. They function on their own. They know themselves, they impact themselves, and then they become empty. Where are we? Do you see that this nature holds nothing that belongs to us or ours? The Buddha said that both the knower, citta or consciousness, and the known, dhamma or phenomena, as well as the physical and mental phenomena, are all not us and not ours. After turning our attention to the sound, who can clearly see that there is nothing that is us at all? Now let's focus as before and stay with the sound of my voice. Bring your awareness to this sound that is present now. Let go of this impacting sound. Can we see the emptiness? Also, let go of the emptiness that is in front of you. What remains? While being aware, let go of this act of awareness as well. What remains? While understanding this moment, let go of this understanding too. What remains? We will see that there is nothing left that is us at all. There is neither the knower nor the known, not even any knowledge or understanding. We imagine that our body first arose as a pure transparent sphere. Visualize this clear, pristine sphere in front of you. This represents our mind, which has emerged for the first time as this clear sphere. Now let go of this sphere. What remains? Only emptiness remains. Let go of this emptiness as well. What else is left? Now let go of the act of awareness in this moment. What remains? Let go of this understanding as well. What remains? Do you see that there is nothing left at all? Where are we? When we establish our intention to follow in this way, the mind simply seeks knowledge. It desires someone to teach it that both physical and mental phenomena are anatta, non-self. There is truly nothing that is us or ours that has a true essence. There is really nothing at all, not even this understanding. We continue to follow this path until the mind accepts and understands this truth. When the mind loses the delusion of attachment to conditioning, it sees that all conditioning lacks true essence. The mind will experience a sudden realization of Buddha nature, arising as a state of surprise and shock because it had previously been attached to conditioning, mistakenly believing in the existence of a true self. The mind will experience a state known as shock, which can be described as a sudden realization of Buddha nature. It trembles and quakes from within, with tears flowing and goosebumps rising. It's as if it has lost the sense of self. There is nothing left that is us anymore. The understanding that we existed collapses right before our eyes, leaving everything completely empty. For anyone who experiences this realization of Buddha nature and clarity in this moment, may it be blessed. Let's understand further for those who have not yet fully realized. We simply follow along and visualize a clear, pristine sphere as our mind. You can also think of a droplet of water. It's a pure, transparent sphere right in front of us. Now let's explode this clear sphere, let's erase it completely. What remains is only the emptiness that is present now. Let's also erase this emptiness. Let's eliminate the act of awareness that is happening right now. What remains, let's remove this understanding as well. What remains, we will see that there is nothing left at all. Now let's visualize our body sitting here. Imagine we are sitting in meditation with our hands in prayer before the Buddha. There is an image of the Buddha in front of us, and we are sitting with our hands in prayer before him. Now, let's erase this image entirely. What remains? Only emptiness, right? Now let's erase all this emptiness too. What remains? Right now we are aware of the nothingness, so let's erase this act of awareness as well. There is no one who knows anything. Let's erase that too. There is no knower left, right? Let's also remove this understanding from our minds. The understanding we have now, let's wipe it away. There is no understanding left. So what remains? Do you see that nothing can be done? There is no doer, no action taken, no known phenomena, no knower, not even an understanding. This is the nature of reality. This is our pure essence. Do you see that there is nothing that is us, as the Buddha taught? The five aggregates are non-self. They have no essence. All phenomena lack true existence. There is no us, no one, and nothing at all remains. This understanding is also absent. This is the pure essence of reality. So what is there to be born here? What can arise? What is there to suffer? What can cause suffering? We simply direct this understanding to teach the mind in this way. When we reach the essence of reality and the truth, we will see that it is always present in this moment. It becomes an emptiness devoid of everything, a true presence that exists continuously, free from all narratives and conventions. Let's do this again. Focus on the sound of my voice once more. Center your awareness on the sound alone. We will see that this sound is clear to us now. We are firmly anchored in the clarity of the sound. Right now, the sound resonates in the center of our minds. We can clearly see that the sound is present in the middle of our awareness. If we observe closely that the sound is resounding in the center of our minds, look down at this sound. Who can see that this sound has no essence, no shape? It is simply something that appears and is then empty. It manifests and is empty. While we are aware of this sound, observe the sensation of perceiving it. Who is aware of this sound? Can you see that it knows on its own? There is a quality of knowing that exists independently. It has no form. It is a knowing that is formless. We can call it emptiness. It is a ripple of emptiness. Look down at the sound again. The sound is also a ripple of emptiness. Can you see it clearly? The sound is something. The sensation of knowing is also something. It knows by itself and it operates independently. As we maintain this awareness, let's remove the sound. Remove the one who is knowing as well. What remains? Remove the sound completely. Erase it. Remove the one who is aware too. What remains? If we say that only emptiness is left, then remove this emptiness as well. What else is there? Remove this understanding too, the understanding that is present now. What remains? Do you see that there is nothing left at all? There is nothing that is us whatsoever, right? And there is nothing that exists as an entity either, correct? We can call this the great emptiness, or we can refer to it as the essence of reality or pure essence. We can also call it the element of nirvana, but it has no name. It does not have any titles at all. It cannot express anything. It cannot be called anything, right? There is nothing left. There is no identity remaining at all. There is nothing that is us or ours at this moment. What can be born from this? What is there to give rise to anything? Can you see it? There is no one who is born, no one who conditions, and no one who perceives. Understanding is absent as well. There is absolutely nothing, not even the understanding that there is nothing. Erase it all completely. Whoever sheds tears and feels a deep tremor throughout their body, that is called Buddha nature. It is a state of mind that resonates from within. The mind accepts the truth. It recognizes that all conditioned phenomena do not possess any real self. It is as if the mind has awakened, no longer relying on or clinging to any conditioning. It returns to its original nature, becoming pure, empty, and light. It has lost everything completely. The practice in Buddhism is to let go of all these things, having already relinquished the body. There is no body, erase it completely. There is no body belonging to anyone, let it all go. This world is non-existent, erase it entirely. The universe is also non-existent, eliminate it completely. Even the act of knowing must be erased. There is no one to know. Voidness, erase this void as well. The emptiness does not exist, eliminate it too. Let go of this understanding as well. Without it, understanding itself is non-existent. There is nothing left at all. There are no words to express it. It cannot be articulated, but it can be known. It is the understanding of not being anything. This is the Dharma element, the element free from all conditioning. The Buddha is this pure essence of Dharma. A mind that reaches this essence will tremble, causing goosebumps and tears to fall, realizing that there is nothing left. It understands that it is not anything, and that it has transcended all suffering. It recognizes that it has been completely freed from the notion of self. This is what the Buddha taught when he said that the five aggregates, khandhas, are anatta, not self. This body and mind are anatta. The physical and mental forms are anatta. Even this teaching is anatta. There is nothing, nothing at all, nothing left. Words cannot express this. It can only be felt deeply in the heart that this mind is now pure. Even in the presence of the Buddha, there are no questions because there is nothing left. There is no past, no future, and not even a present, only a pure essence that is free from all narratives. It is a zero essence, the essence of nothingness, where time itself becomes zero, and even the dimensions are dimensions of zero. Whoever realizes this inexpressible essence of Dharma and has no more doubts, let them be blessed. Listen to the Dharma often, and you will understand everything clearly and simply. Nourish your mind with wisdom by engaging with this teaching. Share this Dharma from the Nameless Monk channel widely, so that all sentient beings, the people we love and know, can listen to it. They will attain enlightenment and be liberated from this cycle of suffering permanently, never to be reborn again. All of us, regardless of who we are or what religion we follow, can access the essence of Dharma and achieve permanent liberation from suffering. Let's share this teaching widely. For those who are not yet fully aware, listen again. The Buddha taught that the five aggregates are non-self. We must see that the body and mind, the perceiver and the perceived, have no true self. They do not belong to us, and there is nothing that is truly ours. When we realize and accept that this understanding itself has no self, that it is not ours, we will see that everything dissolves and disappears completely from the heart. When this happens, the mind that was once attached to conditioned phenomena due to ignorance will return to its original pure state. It will no longer rely on conditioned mental formations to assign value to anything. This is called attaining enlightenment. There is absolutely nothing that has a self that belongs to us or is ours. There is no one left. There is nothing left. There is no entity whatsoever. We do not exist. There is no emptiness. This understanding does not exist either. Erase it all completely. What remains? What can be born from this? The mind simply accepts this truth. The practice of Dharma is meant to teach the mind to know, to see, and to release itself from attachment. When the mind does not cling to anything and perceives in this way, it will accept the truth, leading to a profound inner awakening. It feels completely open and light, with nothing left behind. There is no need to do anything, and there is nothing to be done. Even the understanding itself does not exist. The body does not exist. The knower does not exist. Emptiness does not exist. Understanding does not exist. Consider what will remain. Thoughts do not exist. The mind does not exist. There is not even the mind itself. This is what can be called the original mind, the Dharma element, but it cannot be named. There is no language to describe it. It cannot even be called nirvana. It is referred to as the pure element. The master teachers refer to it as the pure element, while the Buddha calls it the nirvana element. There are no words to express what has extinguished and is no longer. It is the element that has been purified from all conditioning, the pure essence from which all things arise. There is not even the concept of the future, nor the past, nor is there even the present, yet it exists as the present itself at all times. It can be called awakening or bliss, but there is still no language to describe it. It is purely pure, so pure that there is no conditioning within it. There is nothing, and it is nothing. The understanding that we have accumulated a great deal of merit is non-existent. The understanding that we were born into this world is also non-existent. The understanding that we are male or female has completely dissolved. The notion that we have a family, parents, children, homes, cars, and possessions is non-existent. All the suffering we have experienced is no longer there. The happiness we once claimed to have is also gone. What else? The knower is absent, the known is absent. The sense of self and understanding are absent as well. This is the ultimate state of suffering, the pinnacle of all fabrications. It is liberation from all formations. The Buddha pointed this out, guiding us to see, understand, and accept that the five aggregates, Panchakanda, are anatta, not self. Do not cling to anything at all, be it the body, thoughts, mental images, emotions, or even this act of perception. Even all memories and cognitions are all anatta, not self. It is not us, nor is it ours. There is nothing that is truly us or ours. Even this knowledge, this understanding is also non-existent, empty and pure, beyond all conceptual language, holding on to nothing. Do you see? We practice Dharma to awaken to the truth of anatta, realizing that there is nothing that exists with a true self. Whoever realizes this, may it be so. This recording will guide us to enlightenment in an instant. Anyone who listens to this Dharma will attain realization. Once we have awakened to this truth, we can bow our hands before the Buddha and say with a pure heart, I have realized this pure nature. I have nothing left. I have no doubts anymore. There is nothing to become anything. There is no birth and no death. I have fully realized the state of non-being, completely free from all doubts in all things. Offer as an homage to the Supreme Buddha. For those who have not yet fully realized the truth, return to listen to this recording multiple times. We must simply attune ourselves to the teachings. Remember, This recording is one through which we can achieve complete enlightenment. It does not matter how much knowledge one possesses. We must let go of all our existing knowledge. Instead, we should wholeheartedly absorb the insights conveyed from the very beginning. Let these teachings penetrate deeply within us and accept the truths as they arise. As the Buddha taught, the five aggregates are non-self, anatta, and all phenomena are also non-self. Listen and accept, recognizing the non-self as stated. That's it. His is all there is to the Dharma in Buddhism. This teaching is called the Anatta Sutta, which speaks solely about non-self. It can also be referred to as Dhammanupassana Satipatthana, a knowledge that directs us to realize non-self and to see that all phenomena are non-self. When we let go of everything, nothing remains. That is our pure essence, free from language, free from conventions, entirely devoid of any sense of self. This is truly the nirvana element. For those who have realized this, we say sadhu together. For those who are not yet complete, listen to this teaching multiple times with an open heart. This recording will surely lead us to complete realization. I will conclude here. May all of us who earnestly commit to the vow of non-rebirth and are resolute in our pursuit of enlightenment, swiftly awaken to the profound truths. May we all attain the realization we seek and fulfill our deepest aspirations at this very moment. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.